Hello again, everyone. This is Joe Hentges with Beyond the Chart, your source for exceptional video analysis of stocks, ETFs, and indices so you can become a better trader. All right, we're going to take a look at the market action today, and then we're going to look at 4 stocks that were kind of active in the news. I don't know if they're all in the news, but Amarillo, Facebook, Gopro, and Tesla. Okay, the Dow was up 13.9 points today. The S&P 500 up 1.6, NASDAQ up 8.7, and another record high, but the New York Composite was down and the Russell 2000 was down. So I've talked about this. You know, we look like we're getting a little compression in here. We still have a lower high, at least on the Dow. Let's take a look at the S&P. Not the case on the S&P. So I moved this over here, the 2 over here. Now, if this takes out this high, which is 2134.72, we're really, really close. That's 2132.82. Then this scenario kind of goes out the window because you can't have this wave 2 come back and go beyond the beginning of wave 1. So we'll see. I mean, who knows what the market's doing right now. God knows it's been awful funky since February in terms of just, you know, compressed up and down. And, you know, this day in here today on the S&P 500, what is that, 9 points, it looks like, yep, which is even less than yesterday, or maybe right about the same. It looks like about the same. So again, the doji bars, little pause up here at the top. We'll see whether or not that's what's happening. The NASDAQ, again, you know, I just mentioned on new all-time high close. We're right up here, this potential broadening top type action. Let's see, the New York Composite. This was down, you know, and this is a broad measure of stocks. And this was down today, not pushing higher. And the Russell 2000 was down today, rolling back over and actually closing below the 10, I believe. Let me take a look at that. Well, see, yes, it is. Okay, and let's take a look at the short-term trading index. The trend today, 1.11. The 10-day moving average is 1.18. So again, we're right in the middle. The VIX bounced up a little bit today. But it's the doji bar, not a strong bullish type bar on it, but it did close above the close of the last 2 days. So it's trying to move off the bottom, but we'll see. And I think that's, you know what? Do I not have the high-low up? I don't. Let me grab the high-low real quick. Okay, so the high-low index, there were 187 more new lows than new highs on the New York Stock Exchange today. And so this has continued to pull back down. Now we're not down to the level that we were back here on July 7th and June 29th, but we're pushing back down. So, you know, mixed market today, although, you know, the Dow and the S&P and the NASDAQ were all up. I mean, the broader measure, New York Composite and the Russell 2000 are down. So I kind of call that a mixed market when you don't have all 5 indices up. All right, let's take a look at the high yield bond fund. And golly, I know I looked at these. Okay, here's HYG, the high yield bond fund. So it was down, pretty good drop today. So I mean, it sure looks like, I mean, this little move down, and not really a little move, pretty good little move, 0.41, minus 0.41. You know, that picture is a little more negative than what the stock market was showing today. Let's take a look at TLT, and here it is, 20-year Treasury bond. Not a whole lot new, slightly down, so it's got a little doji bar. So again, no clear picture on this congestion that we're getting on sideways action. The next one we're going to take a look at is the dollar index, which inched up just a little bit today. So it's continuing to push up in this direction, which is what I'm expecting it to do. And we'll take a look at oil. Oil was down today. So on United States Oil ETF, you can see, remember I talked about on the weekend how the intraday broke below this low, and that is negative action, and we just got continuation of that negative action. And on the futures exchange, the oil actually closed at 49.94, so slightly below $50 a barrel. And then the last one we're going to take a look at here on these key ETFs is gold. And boy, gold got whacked today, but that is a continuation. You know, I talked about this on Saturday. I talked about how this was breaking to lows back in 2010. And of course, all the news and everybody was saying, oh, it's a 2010 lows today. You know, well, you heard it here on Saturday. And this is a continuation. I now am gaining more confidence in this wave count, and that it's continuing to push down, and that this is accelerating. And look at how it's accelerating, and you typically get that in a 3 of a 3. Okay, so we are working an intermediate or minor wave 3, and we're in the minute wave 3 of that minor wave 3. And so this is accelerating and acting just the way I expect it to act. So we'll see how that plays out. Let's see. That's it for the indicators. Let's go ahead and jump in and take a look at our stocks. So I'm not going to spend a ton of time on them. These aren't trade ideas. Just thought we'd check in on these active stocks today. Amarillo, AMBA. Pushing up, continuing to push up here. I'm thinking that we're in the 5th intermediate wave move of a 5th primary wave, and this has had a big run. And when you draw a trend line across the bottom of 2 and 4, projected from 3 out here, this could push up into beyond this high right here. I wouldn't be surprised to see that. You know, that's the way it's acting. Let me see. I don't think we're getting. You know, all the indicators are pushing higher just like that. Now, they haven't gone to new highs, but that's because this move is just getting underway. And so I wouldn't call that divergence in my book anyway. The next one we'll take a look at is Facebook. And boy, Facebook has just been on fire. This move is just like a rocket ship going up. Now, would I jump in here and buy? No, that's just not me. I wouldn't do that. I have revised the wave count here. I do think this thing is in some kind of third wave. It just is acting way too strong. I mean, we look at this now, I'm starting to think that this move from here to here was a first intermediate wave, got a wave 2, and now we're working some kind of wave 3 up. Okay, got really choppy in here, which is a lot of times what a corrective wave will do. And so I think this is, that we had a minor wave 1, minor wave 2, and that we're now working a wave count pushing higher. Now, here's the caution I've got on this. We're up here pretty high. Now, I drew this line here at 50. This is on DI plus, okay? So I'm looking to see when is any other time that Facebook hit a DI plus of that higher reading, that strong of overbought. Okay, well, it did it right back up in here. Okay, and it really was skyrocketing. Well, that was that huge move on big volume, 365 million, and that was back on July 25th, 2013, about 2 years ago. And then it just kind of continued to push, but then pulled back to the 10 eventually. So and I think that was the only other time. Let me scan back. There might have been one other time we almost got to 50 here on this move, and that was outside the Keltner channel, and then was a do. Pull all the way back to the middle of the channel, and actually then came back even further. So a little bit of caution here to me. Let's take a look at the RSI. The RSI, I mean, I'm not saying there's any kind of bearish divergence of any kind. I'm not seeing that at all. I'm just saying it might be smart to wait for this to pause, catch up with the moving average and just see what happens, just because it's really hard to judge on this kind of a move. Is it going to continue going? It's already had a pretty good swing in here. So I'm trying to think if there's another way to look at this. That's my thoughts for now. Okay. I mean, you can almost take a measured move type look too and say, you know, the move from here, and let me get my crosshairs out. You know, right around, say, 79 up here. So it's about 10-point move, 89, and you're almost there to 99 in terms of a 10-point swing, although it's a little bit. So I don't know. I think you ought to, you know, that's just my thoughts. I think it'd be interesting to watch, especially with the momentum we've got on it, and watch it set up for another continuation move is what I'd be looking for. The next one we'll take a look at is Gopro. GoPro's made a little, you know, quite a bit of a comeback here. Now, I do think we're running into potential resistance here at the previous top. We did get the high of 61.19 today, 61.20 high. Okay, so we're right there. And, you know, I'm not, in terms of wave count, we just don't have a whole lot to look at. I thought maybe we were doing a 1, 2 and working our way down. I'm kind of suspect on that now. And right now I'm just going to go with the momentum. Now what's I'm looking at here is this is the 233-day moving average. Now you just started to get this because this is the first 233 days of trading right here on this day on May 29th. So that's why this moving average just started to print. And so the 55 is still below the 233, but you got a rising 55. So the intermediate trend is moving up. And you're getting this short-term move right in here. Now, we may get some resistance. We push up through this, then it's going to go. And, you know, where's the next potential stop? Well, maybe right in the middle of this congestion, right in here. Somewhere between here, I would say 66 to 70. And if it breaks through the top here at 61, you know, the high today, 61.20. So that's my read on GoPro. And then the last one we're going to take a look at is Tesla tonight. And Tesla had a pretty good move today, up 7.6 points. And again, this is in a pretty solid trending move higher. And my best take on the wave count in here is that we got minor wave 1, 2, 3, 4. This was kind of a flat 4. And we were working some kind of fifth wave. Now, yes, there is alternate counts that you could have in here. I'm just sticking with this one. I think the fifth wave is extending. Now, you could potentially run in. I think this could stop at any time, okay? Because it's extended, this wave could stop at any time. I would like to see it actually take out this high here, 291.42, but it could also provide resistance because it's a previous peak in here. So, the caution I've got is I think that this little first impulsive wave right here could really end at any time because we are in the fifth minor wave and we're in the fifth minute wave in here. And so, and it's extending. So it could run out of steam here at any time. Let's take a look at the volume was good on the last 2 days. And let's see. 280, 282. So we're getting a little bit of divergence that's showing up at this point, and getting an on-demand index too, and it's actually showing up here. So we'll see if it continues to push or not. It's, you know, a little bit of caution showing up that there's potential divergence that's showing here on Tesla too. So anyway, that is it for tonight. We took a look at those 4 stocks. And tomorrow I am going to put out a video, kind of an update, take a look at Netflix. Haven't looked at it in a while. It's had a lot of action. And so I'll put out a separate video on Netflix tomorrow morning. And then I'll be back on Wednesday night with another market update. So it's been Joe for Beyond the Chart. Hey, if you're watching this anywhere else besides my website here at joehentges.net, or you can get it to it by beyondthechart.com also. And head on over to the website. And if you're not a subscriber, subscribe. You get access to the Trade Ideas page and the posts that I've got there and the free PDF I've got for you. So everyone have a great Tuesday, Wednesday. We'll talk to you Wednesday night.